All right, one of the interesting entities across the country that deals with children in the hospital system is the Ronald McDonald House, and they've got their big house party coming up at the end of the month here in southern Arizona, and we are pleased to be joined by the CEO of Ronald McDonald House. His name is Scott Matlick. He joins us now. Scott, appreciate you stopping by on this Sunday morning.
Absolutely. Thank you, David.
So let's talk a little bit about Ronald McDonald House. I know the name is very familiar to people, but maybe a lot of people don't know exactly what it is and what you do. Give us a synopsis of Ronald McDonald House, what you guys do, and is that and is what you do here in southern Arizona in line with Ronald McDonald Houses across the country?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you said it, exactly right. A lot of people are familiar with Ronald McDonald House Charities, but maybe don't understand exactly what happens inside of our walls and how many walls we even have. Ronald McDonald House Charities of Southern Arizona, we're our own 501c3 here in Tucson. So all the decisions about what services our community needs and all of our fundraising, all that stays local. But we are connected to Ronald McDonald House Charities, what we call chapters, all around the world. We operate in 60 different countries, and there are 390 Ronald McDonald houses and hundreds of other programs as well. Ultimately, we're there to serve children and their families, make sure that they can stay together, and make sure that we can remove barriers for families so that they can gain access to that great medical care for their child. So we do that in many different ways. The most common program, or the program that most people know about, is the Ronald McDonald House itself. We have one Ronald McDonald House in Tucson, and it's a home away from home for children, sick children and their families. So when they need to travel to Tucson for medical care that's not available in their hometown, then they come stay with us for as long or as short as they need to. We've got a 27-bedroom home. We have a beautiful downstairs with great ways for families to connect with each other while they're there. It's more than just a hotel. It's really a great place for families to be together. And then we also have other support services. We have two Ronald McDonald family rooms, one at Banner and one at TMC, that help to support families while they're in the hospital, and that's for all families, whether or not they're staying at a Ronald McDonald House. We've got two Ronald McDonald Care Mobiles, which are our newest programs. One's here in Pima County, one's in Cochise County, and those are mobile dental clinics. They serve kids who wouldn't otherwise have access to dental care to make sure that it can help improve their whole health. And then we've got a really exciting program coming up later this year that's part of the new play zone at Banner, Diamond Children's Medical Center, that's going to be called the Ronald McDonald Sibling Center. And it's there to support the siblings of patients, making sure they get the focus and attention they need when they have a brother or sister who's in the hospital getting care.
Now, you have been the president and CEO of the Ronald McDonald House here in southern Arizona for about 12 years. Were you the one tasked with finding that 27-room house?
Yeah.
How many 27-room houses are there in southern Arizona?
Absolutely. So here's the quick history, and let me make sure that I'm giving proper attribution to the giants of a nonprofit industry who came before me. So I'm actually newer to this role. I've only been a CEO for about 3 months now.
Okay.
But I was
congratulations.
Thank you very much. I've been doing fundraising and marketing for the house for the previous 11 years. My predecessor, Kate Jensen, and the CEO of the house when I was hired, Diana Sheldon, have done a lot of that building over the years, where we started with one house on Speedway that most people who've been around Tucson for a long time have been familiar with. We opened that house in 1981, started off with 5 bedrooms and shared bathrooms and one tiny little kitchen that everybody, made use of, and no staff at the time. And then have built and grown over the years. That house eventually had 16 rooms in it, but it was still too small to support our community. We were turning away hundreds of families every year with that. So Diana helped us and the community helped us to build this beautiful brand new house that we have. Which I say brand new because we still think of it as that. It's actually 17 years old now. That opened up in 2007. And then over the last 8 to 10 years, we've been doing a lot of growing with those family room programs, those care mobile programs, and the sibling center that's coming up.
So you guys built your own house. Is that how it works in most communities? Most Ronald McDonald's affiliates will find a house that they can build, or find a site where they can build a house that fits their needs?
Yeah, yes and no. It's really actually fascinating to see how different Ronald McDonald houses change based upon their community and their community's needs. One of our favorite things to do is whenever we travel for business or for with our families is visiting the Ronald McDonald houses that are out there. A lot of houses do get started by purchasing a new house. So for instance, the very first Ronald McDonald house, which started in Philadelphia, actually in 1 month will be celebrating its 50th anniversary.
Wow.
But yeah, they start and they buy a house and they make use of that and then usually are successful enough to outgrow that and then build a facility that's better suited to their needs. And so what happened here is similar to what happens in the hundreds of other cities across the country and the world, that it's built up that way to make sure that it can support the whole family, make sure that kids can get, schooling if they need it, if they're going to be there for sometimes months at a time. Make sure that we've got meals for families, transportation, laundry services, take care of all of their needs so that families can just focus on their sick child.
Scott Matlick is joining us. He is the president and CEO of the Ronald McDonald House. They've got their house party coming up on Friday, September the 27th. We'll get to that here in a moment. But I do want to ask you, in terms of, you mentioned the number of rooms you have in your house here. How often are you at capacity? Are you at capacity today?
Yeah, so we're not at capacity today, but we did serve about 17 families last night, stayed with us. And so this house was built just a little bit too large so that it had room for growth in the future to make sure we didn't run into the problems we were running into before. And so we want to make sure the message gets out there that we usually do have space, and so that families should think of Ronald McDonald House as an option. The only requirements to stay at our Ronald McDonald House is that you live 30 miles away from where you're being treated and that you have a child who's under the age of 21 who needs medical attention. That's it. There's no financial considerations. There's, as long as you can pass a criminal background check to make sure that everything's safe for all of our families, everyone's welcome. So for families, people who are listening, who are, even as close as Sarita or Vail and Oracle, but even outside of that, these services are available for you.
And you mentioned that obviously it's set up for families who maybe have to come to Tucson to get care they can't get where they live currently. Is there something that we specialize at here in Tucson in terms of that?
Yeah, absolutely. So our medical systems here are absolutely top notch. Primarily, our families are coming from either Banner University Medical Center or from TMC, but we also serve the other clinics and hospitals that are in town as well. And there's some really fantastic medical care that's being provided, whether it's the first-rate NICUs that we have in town or some of the organ transplant or bone marrow transplant doctors who we have here. They're world-class, and people will travel here because they get the best care.
Scott Matlick from the Ronald McDonald House joining us. Their house party coming up Friday, September the 27th. This is a 21 and over event. So even though it's for the kids, it's not for the kids. $200 a ticket, of which $150 of that is tax deductible. How long have you been doing this event? And is this your major fundraiser?
Yeah, this is our major fundraiser for the year. We've been doing this one for almost 10 years, and it's held right at the house. And so, yeah, you're right. It's a 21 plus event. We have a walk in December, so bring your kids to that one.
Okay.
But for this one, it's just a great night to be able to celebrate and appreciate how the funding that comes in supports the families directly. So in addition to a great party, and we've got wonderful restaurants and a great bar and music going on that we can talk all about, you get to take a tour of the Ronald McDonald House. You get to see a bedroom, you get to see the downstairs, you get to see exactly what goes on here. Some of our families, especially the ones who have care for their child, get to take a little bit of a break and come down and enjoy a bit of a night off and a night with some adult conversation, and it's a nice break for some of them.
You mentioned the food that is going to be there for folks attending the events. Some great local restaurants. Commodore and Comedy will be there. My Neighbors, Fiammi Pizza will be there. Frost Gelato. This is Frost Gelato's all over the place. This is the second interview we've done that Frost Gelato is going to be involved in. So will it be like? Will it be more like an hors d'oeuvre type setting, like these restaurants, and you can just kind of go and taste test and get whatever you want?
Absolutely. One thing we love about our event is it's very free flowing. You have a lot of opportunity to talk to your friends, to meet some new people. You're not sat at a table all night and just stuck in one place. place. And so, yeah, we've got 16 stations all around where you can grab a bite or two from each of these restaurants who are bringing the things that they specialize in the most. Some of them, like you mentioned, Frost and Commoner & Co. have been coming to us for a long time. We've also got some new favorites. Fork and Fire and Wildfire Wings are coming to us new this year. Even some of the resorts in town, like Tenkoverde Ranch, is bringing this beautiful charcuterie station right in our kitchen that you get to see. And then, we have some folks like Cow Pig Food Truck, which is Chef Javier Castro, who has been there from the start from this very event, who will be doing a new take. He's calling it his McLobster roll.
Oh. Interesting. A few of the others, Floor Markets Run, scheduled to be there. Prep and Pastry, Gourmet Girls. That sounds like a good one there. Cow Pig Food Truck, Ambrosia Cakes, Contigo, all expected to be there. There'll be DJ entertainment and dancing. DJ Fox will be the entertainment on the DJ side. Live music from Drew Cooper. What kind of act is he?
So Drew Cooper is a great, country and folk singer who's he's going to be part of our big backyard barbecue. So we've got a lot of party happening right out front of the house, and then in our backyard we've got some great drinks back there, and Drew performing, as well as the wings are going to be back there, and just a nice, great change of pace.
Now, obviously, the major question here, Scott, who plays Ronald McDonald?
Yeah, so Ronald, you may not see at this event.
No, he's not gonna be there?
You may not.
Oh, man.
But I will tell you that Ronald always sits out in front of the house on his bench. He's not very talkative, that particular Ronald, but you'll be able to take a picture with him at the event.
Now, red shoe contest. Explain,
Yes.
what is that exactly?
Yeah.
Because Ronald has red shoes.
That's right. No, it's a great, fun theme for the event. Everybody wears their best red shoes, which obviously in this town is not
Now,
hard to find.
is that a priority? If you come to the event, you're supposed to wear red shoes?
You should. So we won't turn you away if you don't have them on, but it's part of the fun. So we've got a best red shoe contest. There's 3 categories this year. There's best casual shoes, best dress shoes, and best boots. And it's just a lot. It's a great talking point, a great conversation starter for the event. And we've got everything from, the red Chuck Taylors all the way to, sequin knee-high boots and just everything you can possibly imagine. It's super fun.
Scott Matlick from the Ronald McDonald House. He is the president and CEO. It's their house party coming up Friday, September the 27th. That'll be from 6 to 10. At the Ronald McDonald House. It's located at 2155 East Allen Road. Some great sponsors involved with you. Obviously, Banner, you mentioned that you work with as well. Arizona Complete Health, also a presenting sponsor.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we, this event, like we said, it's a great fundraiser for us. And so all of those sponsorships, all those tickets, which are still on sale on our website, go right to our programs. They support us directly. All that money stays here in Tucson. And so having partners like Banner, having partners like Arizona Complete Health, Diaz Management, Desert Diamond Casinos, Next Trio IT Solutions, they help keep our doors open. They help keep our services there for our families. If I can, just real quick, there's a family who came to us just last week. It's a mom who was pregnant, and the doctor in her hometown gave her baby a 5% chance of making it. Just devastating for this family. But they came up here to Tucson, and like I told you, we've got great doctors here in this town. And, baby was born just a couple of weeks ago. Healthy as can be. It's got some conditions that he's going to have to be seen for years and years. But because of this community support, because of these companies, because of the people who purchase tickets, people who take part in the silent auction or make donations to us, the house is going to be there for them for the next 5, 10, 20, 50 years, for children just like this one. He's going to come back to us. We're going to see this family for a long, long time, and we're always going to be there for them.
And it would not be a fundraising event without silent auctions. What are some of the good things that folks can bid on to help donate some money here to Ronald McDonald House?
Yeah, tons of great stuff. And people at the event or at home can participate in the auction. So even if you're not able to make it, you can go on our website and participate that way. It's going to open up on next Wednesday, and stay open through Friday night. We've got trips all over the place to Rocky Point and Mission Beach, but all the way also to Cape Cod and to French Quarter in New Orleans. We've got wonderful, wine packages. A lot of our restaurants in town have been so generous to us, and so there's a lot of fun nights out that you can get as part of that. We've got some really generous people in this city, and so it's a great way to do some fun shopping and at the same time support a great cause.
Yeah, see, that's the best thing now is about auctions is you can do them online now. See, I'm a
Yeah.
big 50-50 guy, so I look for a night when there's going to be a lot of people at the Diamondbacks game, and then I'll buy my 50-50 ticket to try to do that. The same thing for something like this. You don't necessarily have to be there, but if you see something that you like you mentioned, trips to Rocky Point or something like that, you can bid on it. You can have a chance to win something, and you're doing it for a tremendously great cause here in Southern Arizona. Scott, is there anything that we have not talked about the Ronald McDonald House that you want people to know about, you guys?
Yeah, the biggest thing for us is just making people aware of what it is that Ronald McDonald House does for families. There's a lot of great ways to get involved. So obviously the house party is one of them. I mentioned the Walk for Kids, which happens in December. More information's on our website there for that. And there's a lot of great volunteer opportunities. Every night we've got families, businesses, churches who come and cook meals for our families. And so, again, those options are right there. Our website is rmhctucson.org. And so there's great ways to get involved. And again, everything that gets donated stays right here in Tucson and helps support our house.
All right. House party Friday, September the 27th, 6 to 10, 2155 East Allen Road. I don't think the cops are going to show up at this particular house party. So you're good there.
That's right.
Hey, Scott, we appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah, thank you. It was so much fun, David, and we really appreciate you supporting the community in this way. We'll see you all on the 27th.